man that to leave us
Wait,
to make me
hold
10
on.
more cup of
Today is a new day, oh, and I'm thankful. No time for regrets, no, no, but I'm hopeful. So many didn't get a chance, nah, nah. So be grateful. Hey, things might not go my way, but me not complain. Life is a blessing, me I stay thankful.
This is King Lock again, and this is my appeal. Yeah, hear me? Man, dash where your pride and get your prostate check. Yeah, hear me? Come and say dash where your pride and get your prostate check. Yeah, hear me now? Yo, this is King Lock, and I'm appealing to all my brothers over the age of 40. Please go get your prostate check.
Greetings, one and all. Greetings, one and all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. We're back here on a Saturday, all right? And today we are continuing with our conversation about prostate cancer, all right? 1 in 4 males are doomed, if I can use that word, to get prostate cancer. And it seems to be affecting many of us, especially in the Black community. If you're between the ages, I'm saying as early as in your 30s, between 30s and your 40s and your 50s and older, you need to get your prostate checked. When we started to do these shows, I have to big up people like Big Stone. Big Stone is really one of the reasons why I chose to come out and start talking about it. I was really marveled and amazed by his own personal journey with prostate cancer. And he shared that with the whole world. And when he called upon me to get myself checked, I really just put it aside and said to myself, nah, man, I ain't got no prostate cancer. And I really didn't want to do it because, one, I was afraid of that thing. I'm saying, man, I don't want nobody fasting up with me and then we had. But Big Stone assured me, he said, listen, there's more than one way of doing it. So anyway, I went to see my doctor. They did the finger test. He wasn't happy with the results and he told me to go and get myself, to the hospital immediately and get a PSA test done, which is what I did. And they weren't very happy with that either. So they told me you need to get an MRI done, which is what I did also. And I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And on the Gleason report, which shows you what level you are, I was at level 7, which shows that I'm stage 2 prostate cancer. So Big Stone was our very first guest. He shared his journey with us, as he did share with the entire world. And he told us the process he went through. If you haven't seen that, you can go back onto YouTube to check those shows. And then we had another guest on, Lascelles Douglas was also our guest. And as you do know, we also had Michael Mendez, who had his fight with cancer also. So all these guests that have come on to share their story, we decided to do like a part one, two, three, and four. So our guest this week in our part three series in just being open about prostate cancer, we have the prominent singer songwriter. I call him a legend. I don't know what he can call himself, but we call him legend. You see, when this man sing cheese on bread, he's part of a group called the Blackstones. And if you do not know him, I don't know where you've been. He goes by the name of Leiffer of the Blackstones. And we also have with him Amanda J Christos and the sounds of melody. Yeah, so here's my guest today. How you
Hi.
doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
It's very good to have you.
Thanks for inviting us to this platform to speak about this very important within people that some of us are very scared, like myself, which I'll explain later why.
Mm,
I'm glad to have come to terms with the idea.
yeah.
Best to catch it quick than later.
Right. Now, as you may have seen on the flyers, ladies and gentlemen, we should have had Tony Owens part of this conversation, the legendary Tony Owens. If he does not come on the show today, I have spoken to him. And if he does not appear today, then we will bring him on at a later date and we'll reshuffle that. Okay. And Sparky Melody, we wish him well. He's injured, he's back, and we wish him well. So Sparky Melody will not be on the show today. So today we do have, like I say, the great Leon Leiffer of the Blackstones and Amanda J Christos and the sounds of melodies. So I tell you what we're going to do is, Leon, just introduce yourself and we'll have a conversation about your journey because you were the person who really inspired me also. Back and forth, we had conversations. You shared with me your journey. Really, you were part of the reason why I feel empowered as well. So introduce yourself, tell me who you are, or tell the listeners who you are, and then share with us as transparent as you can be your journey with prostate cancer.
Yes, as Star just mentioned a moment ago, exact word what he says. That's the 100% facts. My name is Leiffer, founding member of the Blackstones, founding member of Let's Make Africa Green Again, aka Bradford Square, which is a place uh, saluting us, the British reggae artists back in the days for raising charity fund for the Ethiopian famine. There's a place that the public vote for. It's in London, central London. The first reggae award show entitled Reggae Award. I'm the co-founder. The founder is Just Scarcher. Been in the music industry from 1967. First group was the Soul Rebels, uh, produced by Junior Lincoln from the headquarter of Studio One in Stuart Green Road in Finsbury Park. Now, that's where I'm coming from, the Count Shelley, the Fat Man, the Lord Cools, and others.
Mm,
But back in the days, I was a fit person, very good footballer. All of us think that we were Pelly, so we were very skillful. Opportunity wasn't there then. But then come down to Elton's strength. To be honest with you, I was one of those people, hospital or doctors, that them never do me nothing. But for some
mm,
reason, I like the sight of needle, especially going to take out the teeth at the dentist. Just
mm.
the sight of a needle make me want a cutlass or a machete would not do me nothing. Or even a ratchet, do me nothing but the sight of needle and look good to me. So yeah,
You're like me, brother.
I was one of those people when the nurse or the doctor gonna apply that, I close my eye and look the other way.
Mm.
That and me still I wait for do it. And I'm say, oh, I finished Leon. And I look around, still can't get used to it. So what happened
Yeah.
with my cancer now? I went to the hospital for something completely different. And when they did the X-ray, they called me in to the hospital. That's um Papa, we call it now Leighton there, Whips Cross Hospital.
Yeah.
And I'd gone there for something completely different. And I was in the room with the doctor with some other overseer,
Mm-hmm.
nurse, and so on. Into the X-ray, showing this massive thing round like a saucer.
Yeah.
And I said, that can't be inside me, but I feel it. He said,
Mm-hmm.
no, we have shrunk it. It's, I know we have enlarging it. It's like the size of a shirt button.
Mm.
So that's why I wouldn't feel it, because it was that big on the thing. So they said they don't know what it is. So they'd like to get inside of me to take a sample to
Now
find out.
stick a pin for a second. What encouraged you in the first place to go and get yourself checked? What were you going through?
No, I didn't go to get myself for something completely different that was wrong with me. And they did X-ray to find out what the cause was.
Right.
So they were showing me this big thing inside me on the X-ray. And I
Mm.
said, how come I can't feel it? And them say it's the size of a shirt button, but they blew it up and they didn't know what that was. So
Yeah.
they need to take a sample of it. So in his room, you're gonna laugh now. There was a chair that
Mm.
I think more suited for a woman. I had to put one foot to the right and one to the left. And he was gonna hand to me in the rear. And I said, "No, man, you cannot do that. Me not grow up in a them culture. You can't do that to me." So the nurse them leave the room in hysterical laughter like because I just feel embarrassed. So the doctor was even in stitches, and I can't pronounce his name. He's an Irish doctor. And he
Yo.
said, okay, Leon, we're gonna have to put you under. And I say, yeah, now you're talking. So at
Mm-hmm.
that time, they discovered that I had prostate
Mm.
already. So
Right.
when they did that test and took that what do you call it? Biopsy. When they get
Biopsy.
that test and
Mm.
it came back as a cancer. That's another thing I can't even pronounce it. So the cancer and the prostate was very close.
Mm.
And so they decide to send me to Bart's Hospital. I
Mm.
must put a note in there for those who don't know. Bart's Hospital is one of the oldest building in England,
Yeah.
900 years old and still going.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctors and the nurse and the cleaners and the maintenance and the security, they were magnificent. Everybody polite, nobody with funny, screwed up face. You don't have to know
Mm.
anyone, and I felt
Yeah.
well cared there.
Right.
So what happened there now? Every morning, apart from Saturday and Sunday, a car would come and pick me up and take me to Bart's Hospital.
Mm.
And the chemotherapy is done in the basement. They've got different room like name of the planet, like Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, and so on.
Yeah.
And everybody in that reception would be similar to me or something else. Some people losing their hair, some people turn out in so because of the after effect. So
Mm.
my first session before I went there, they did about 42 little holes below my navel, which you
Okay.
can't see with your you can't see with your naked eyes.
Mm. Mm.
And they use a dye like what they would do tattoo with, but you can't see. So when you go into one of those rooms, those people
Right.
looking after you, you have to have a certain amount of water in you, not too
Mm.
much, and
Yeah.
your stool have to be empty, and they lie you on a bed. And where those holes was bored a week before, this machine behind you come
Mm.
out with different arms in it, and then each arms there's some kind of computer or something there, and it comes over my body with me laying still. They put in a position you can't move, you have to stay
Mm.
there, and the laser will will pinpoint each of those O's till it finish. Then they take a picture and you're in there for 20 minutes, half an hour. You come
Right.
out. The same thing carry out the next day and the next day and the next day until I went through 34 or 35 days
So,
of
so,
that,
so you're talking
plus
about the
taking the tablet.
radiation process, right?
Sorry?
You're talking about the radiation process.
Chemo. Radiation came later.
Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna do a
Later.
quick. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do a quick stamp test. Bear with me, people. Uh, all right, bear with me a second. All right, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, is it better?
It was the same. I could hear you from before.
Okay, good, good. Okay. Now, before we go any further, let me just introduce my co-host. She was driving a little bit earlier, but she's here now. Sharon, introduce yourself, please. You're muted.
I am so sorry. Yes, I was driving, trying to beat the time to get here on time, but it's an honor to be sharing the space with you guys. Leon Leiffer, you are one of my favorite people. My
Thank you.
favorite band, favorite people.
I'll
And
have
I'm
to
so
pay
honored.
you later for that.
Well, yeah, I'll drop in some more so I can get a couple more dollars there. Yeah. But
Yeah. Well,
seriously,
there's an old time saying, "Better to be late than never." So you're
well,
here
this
now.
is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Now,
Amanda,
before you go any further, Sharon,
yes.
Amanda, is there any way you can add more light to where you are?
To where I am.
Turn the light.
And any
Yeah.
more light? Yeah,
Certainly.
it's a bit dark.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
better now.
Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah, perfect.
Amanda said she's gonna charge me for the fee of extra lighting.
All
Don't
right
worry.
then.
Tell them we got that covered.
Yeah. Got you on that.
Yeah.
Amanda,
Yeah.
Judah, thank you so much for being here too. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to
Thank
meet you
for joining.
too.
Yeah. Thank you for your
Thank
assistance.
you for
'Cause
having us.
I know you helped him there to get everything straight. I know you helped him. Look at you. You helped him.
Yeah.
You know it was hard. Yes,
Yes,
it
God. The last time I remember I was going to school with a slate.
Yeah, right.
Big up the people. Sparky Melody.
Now we have
Melody,
Sparky Melody in the building. We also have DJ Maestro in the
I
building.
DJ Maestro
DJ
and
Maestro.
Sparky Melody. Enough
I also want
respect.
to bless up Janice Taylor, who more than likely is listening on Facebook. And I got to bless up my nephew, DJ Mighty Matrix. All right. So, and anybody else whom I cannot say, bless up each and every one of you. Like we
Yes.
said, we're speaking about the subject of prostate cancer, which is very important, and we're sharing personal experiences. And I want to thank Leon for being as transparent as he's choosing to be.
Absolutely.
He's been
Try
a
my
big,
best.
big motivation in my life, sharing with me what was going on. And as a matter of fact, he's the reason why I've now had a change of mind from them taking out the prostate to going through radiation. And that's what I'm
Thank
going to be
you.
telling my surgeons. That is exactly what I want. I want the same thing. So I'm thanking him for his transparency.
You all
Now,
need to switch the name round. You got me as Amanda. And
no, it don't matter because you're using a system. But don't worry about that. We're not saying it here.
Tell you some come from country.
Listen, you're gonna switch the name around. Look, my name is that Amanda.
But
Oh my God, too funny.
so let's crack on with this conversation because I want to drag you back a bit, Leon, because I want to take you back to where you did the biopsy. Now they told you they needed a certain number of samples, right?
Yes.
When they did that, once they got the samples, they, I would imagine, called you and told you what it was you had, what stage it was, and so forth. Tell us about that process and what led to the radiation process?
Well, I guess my personality with people have a lot to do with it. Because
Mm,
even though I was reluctant for the doctor to enter me, I didn't want him to go in my mouth because I'm scared of my vocal cord. So I choose to go to the back door, and they choose to put me
mm,
on an anesthetic, and did it, and I felt nothing. The fright that I had in me, there was no need for it, but I wouldn't have known that. You see,
mm, mm,
they look after me when they said finish. I said, "Haven't you done it yet?" Yes, Mr. Leiffer. So it was a
mm.
piece of cake, as Johnny Clark would say, it's a cakewalk.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was waiting for it now, was the worrying time for the result. And it
Mm,
came back that it was cancer. Forgive me, I can't remember the name, but it was cancer. And the only good thing about that cancer, it was very near the prostate.
mm.
So they could take
Okay.
one stone and deal with the two things. And they
Oh,
caught it early
okay.
enough to immediately have me at Bart's Hospital. That's where the car used to come and pick me up every morning.
So let me get this right. Forgive me if I'm not thinking properly, right? You went in for a different situation altogether.
Yes,
It wasn't initially prostate cancer you went in for.
nothing to do with that.
Okay. And that's how you got to realize you have prostate.
That's when the doctor told me,
I'm with you.
because the x-ray showing prostate. So he says, you've got prostate, Mr. Leiffer, but there
Mm,
is this, we want to find out what that is. And that thing was big like saucer size on the
right.
on the x-ray. And so I challenged, I said, how come that is so big and I can't feel it? So he explained to me, no,
I'm
it's
with
like
you.
the size of a shirt button, but we blew it up so you can see.
Mm,
Okay.
But this is
Okay.
but we need a sample of this now. So you, you need to sit in this chair. It's quite simple, Leon.
mm,
One
mm.
foot there, one foot there, and I'll have to enter inside the camera thing. And I said, no, boss, that can't work. I turned into a Jamaican twang. No, you can't do that. You
No,
can't do
boss,
that.
you can't do
From
that, boss.
from
No way, boss.
you laughing. The doctor was in stitches, an Irishman, you
Yo.
know. And the two nurse, one from Romania and one from somewhere else, they leave the room because they were trying to restrain themselves. And the doctor asked them to come back in, and he
Yo.
decided, would you do it on an? I said, yes, please. I don't want to be awake and somebody doing that. I can't do that, doc.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so they made an appointment, and he carried out the service himself,
Mm,
and it was a piece of cake. I felt no pain when they went inside me from the back passage, got that
right,
sample. The only
right.
thing I was worrying and I was saying, oh my gosh, I've never killed anybody. I've never
Mm,
robbed a bank. I'm always helping people. Why on earth there's people out there killing people and I'm have soundboard? Why
mm.
should me have anything like that? So
Yeah.
anyway, it
Mhm.
came back that it was the cancer. And the good thing about that cancer, it was near the prostate, almost together. So
Right.
when they bored those holes underneath my navel, that machine was heading for the cancer cell, even
Mm,
though it would kill normal cell that is nearby.
mm,
And then when I finish all that completion now, they send me for what you call a PET scan, where they put the needle into your arm here,
okay.
into, I can't see, into your arm here, and
Yeah.
feed you radioactive,
Okay. Die.
and I had to wait for 40 minutes, maybe an
That's right.
hour, and
Mm,
then they put me on another machine, and blah blah blah. Now that machine now with the
mm,
MRI scan did not detect any prostate or any cancer,
mm-hmm.
which was good. But
Right.
then they sat me down and spoke with me for a couple of hours, explained to me that though these things are not detected on these instruments that can't find it, which it was there before, that doesn't mean that I don't have cancer cell lingering about. So they asked me to continue to take the chemo tablet, which they double from what it was to 5 in the morning and 5 in the evening. So
Right.
these tablets, when I was taking it previously, when I go to use the bathroom, it was like me swallowing volcano lava and trying to pass it. It was very, the neighbor could hear me screaming 10 times. So when I finished, I had to go in the shower. Got
Yeah.
the paper, the tissue paper, feel like it was to rub down sandpaper. So when they tell me I had to continue, because they did stop me taking it. So when they say they discovered that I haven't, it doesn't show up in the system, to
Yeah.
prevent, cure better than
Prevention is better than cure.
prevention is better than
Yeah.
cure. So I've been taking these tablets now. I'm on my 10th day so far, and I'm not experiencing these extreme uncomfortableness previously. I'm cool. The only thing it does to me, it make me a bit wary, and sometimes I stagger like me and Ray and nephews, brothers, and and so on. Otherwise, sometimes it doesn't give you enough notice to go to the bathroom. So
Okay.
so when we go on tour with the Blackstones, we have to add our quote, enough toilet on it.
Yes. Yes. For real. For real.
Yeah.
But
But
but but again, I think they do share with you that if it does come back, it can come back vigorously and better than before, right?
thanks to remind me, in that case, they would have to operate on me.
Okay.
Yeah. But the first one, if you take an operation and don't take the chemo, I get the impression that you be carrying a bag. Some people say they don't, and some say they do.
That scares the hell out of
You
me.
know? Yeah. That's why when I go to the doctors and they're talking to me, I said to my wife when she come along with me in few occasions, I let her listen because if I listen to what they're saying, it
Mm,
stays in my head and I can't sleep. It's like a
yeah.
stress. It's
Yeah.
similar
That
to
makes
me
so much
flying
sense.
on an
Yes,
aeroplane to go somewhere. I can't
Mm,
sleep. I have to wait and hope that I'll fall asleep on the flight. Or while I'm in the plane, I still can't believe how daring we as human beings making such a big thing flying up there. Some people just take it, oh, it's a plane. I get in there, I fly off. But I
yeah.
just look at it. There's one place the car can't brought down. It's in the sky.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a
For
joke, a
real.
serious thing. There's a joke about this. I must make is. I'm not taking the cancer thing as a joke, but this remind me. There's an Irishman, an Englishman, and a Scottish man, and they take the flight from London to go to New York for business trip. It's a
Mm,
private plane.
yeah.
And in mid-air, the pilot says, I'm sorry, sir, but one of the engines broken down and we're going to be delayed maybe by an hour. The
Mm.
Scottish man said, well, better we be there late than never. The Irishman said, hope the next one don't break down in us. So you're all day and night. You
You
say,
took
hope the next
completely
one.
unknown.
Yeah. But for
that was
those
a good one.
people like yourself, 10 star, who's under treatment,
Mm,
you can see the difference in me from then till now, or I'm speaking very happily
yeah.
and can and make a joke of it, not in a negative way,
Yeah.
just to show people the way that I was before. I was petrified. I
Mm,
come home and I think I should go to a local park and eat all the grass because them say you need to eat a lot of vegetables
mm.
and I forgot to mention I forgot to mention during the chemo thing, no food that you eat tastes the same. Tea tastes
Ah,
Right.
like you just don't wash up the dish.
so you lose your sense of taste.
Cornmeal porridge look nice, but you can't take it down the yam and all what
Mm,
them I tell good we know eat. And that we grow up on and it never do nothing to it. But
Is that still the case?
Coming from the Caribbean, and those who born here used to our Caribbean food, but just like the winter don't agree with some and agree with some, and the summer don't agree with some. It seems so the food cause problem, and then people saying to me, "Why not eat them starch food, they yam and potato and all them things?" But it never do me nothing. My
I
dumpling
hear
not do
that.
me one thing. Cause the doctor say everybody has cancer. It just needs
Mm,
something to trigger it. What I mean? I never smoked cigarette, even though
mm.
my brethren them back in other days tried to introduce me to another farmer cigarette. And yeah, but rough man wasn't good.
So let me ask you something. Your sense of
Yeah.
taste, have you still lost it or have you regained it?
No, it came back. It
It
came
came
back.
back.
I
After
used
how
to
long?
do, I used, well, maybe 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
But what I did, I get lime and
Mm,
squeeze it in the cup and cut it up in tiny pieces. Put a little honey on it. I mean, try that, and throw hot water
mm.
upon it, and it had a
Okay.
little. I can't explain it. A little
Mm,
relief,
yeah.
But what this chemo tablet has done to me, it made me
Mm,
feel like I'm boiling up from inside. Though the
mm,
room is cold, I'm feeling hot. And I have to
mm,
remove my clothes after 20 minutes. It starts to get cold. I have to put back my clothes. I wake up in the night sweating. I have to go in the shower and have a lukewarm shower because it's uncomfortable. And I still
mm,
experience this. And the sole of my feet,
mm.
where the toes are coming from the sole of my feet, that's like puffy. And
Mm.
I have to massage it, pulling it down. If I go up the other way, it's like pushing a splinter upward in my hand. So
Okay.
I'm at Amanda, and Amanda got board floor. If I walk in it, it feels as if I'm walking on ice. I've got her slippers on.
Right. Right. So those are some of the symptoms you're incurring since
Yeah,
the radiation.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How
So,
important how important has it been to have a positive figure in your life like your wife and maybe other people who have been in your life encouraging you? How important was
well,
that to you?
well, 10 star. I met you through Frenchie and
Yeah.
Mango, and from
Mm-hmm.
that day, it seems as if I've known you from the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So you taking the angle and leading the way and trying to help other people, walk a mile in my shoes and doing all that. There's a lot more people in higher profile who could do that. Some do, but not everyone. So I
Mm,
congratulate you in lowering me here to speak about what I'm scared of in the first
mm,
place, which I'm not scared anymore. In
mm,
fact, I said to myself, don't matter if the doctor fix me, we're all gonna die anyway. Sounds negative,
mm,
but it's an
mm.
exception of who I am. Cause some
Yeah.
baby born today and don't leave the hospital. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Right,
saying?
that's
And
Yeah.
right.
and
That's
some
right.
and some get looked after and stay alone, And we
Yeah.
have a lone star here, which is Amanda. She can talk about her husband losing his life due to cancer. Yeah.
Uh, Amanda, we're
Yeah,
going to
can you hear?
introduce you in 1 second.
Yeah.
All right. Now, before we go any further, I want to reach out to DJ Maestro, a good friend of mine. He's been encouraging me greatly. And he said, 10 star, I know you're going to do your show on Saturday. I thought you and Sharon may benefit from this. Take a listen.
Embarrassed. Too embarrassed to speak to a loved one. Too embarrassed to speak to your doctor.
Too embarrassed. When in our lifetime, 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer.
Let me repeat that. 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer disease.
1 in 12. That could be your dad, even your older brother, uncle, or grandfather.
You need to make sure they are not embarrassed to speak to you or their doctor about it.
Hey, Dad, have you had your prostate checked out? See? How hard is that? It's easy. Just start the conversation.
Prostate cancer is survivable if caught and treated early enough.
Don't let embarrassment stop you having this important conversation.
You may save someone's life.
Not just your own.
So that was the first message, and I hope people will take heed to that message. I do have another message. I was going to play it towards the end of the show, but I think it's important to play it now. And then Sharon is going to introduce Amanda J Christos. Please take a listen to this.
My name is Colin McFarlane. I'm an actor. Google me and see all my stuff, but forget all that. Most important thing you need to know is that I got diagnosed with prostate cancer, right? And I got diagnosed because a friend of mine called John Shrapnel, who sadly is no longer with us, told me 20 years ago that black men are double the risk. So when you get over 50, make sure you have a blood test every year, right? So I did it for about 6 years. And then what happens is your number goes up on the test. And mine went up a little bit, and they said, we want to keep a close eye. So I said, can I have it every 6 months? Then that was for another year and a half, and then they went, it's gone up again. We want to do a MRI. They did an MRI. I then got a call saying you've got a 30% chance it's cancer. And I was like, whoa, well, there's a 70% chance it's not. And they went, yeah, but we want to do a biopsy. So they did a biopsy, and they took samples of my prostate and discovered that I did have cancer, right? And I've been being tested for 8 years, so I caught it early. So my specialist said to me, you will not need treatment at the moment, but you'll need active surveillance, which means I have a blood test every 3 months and an MRI once a year. But here's the thing you need to know. You cannot wait for pain, and you cannot wait for symptoms for prostate cancer. I have prostate cancer, right? I have no pain. I have no symptoms, but I have prostate cancer. But because I know about it, I've caught it early. Now, here's the bit you also need to understand, is that gives me the best options for treatment. If you wait, you have less treatment options available, and you have to have it removed, or you have to have radiotherapy. That means you'll live, but you have lifestyle problems, right? You'll have erectile dysfunction, and you'll have incontinence. Now, I'm assuming you're a red-blooded male. Do you want to lose your erection? Probably not, right? So if you don't want to lose your erection, motherfucker, what you need to do is do what I just told you. You go to your GP and you say, a friend of mine who was in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, this actor, right? The voice of the Cube, right? He's done a lot of stuff. He has no symptoms, no pain, and he's under active surveillance because the risk is not pain and symptoms. The risk is your age. And as soon as you are over 45 as a black man, you are at risk. I have 2 brothers who knew nothing about prostate cancer. I told them to get tested 2 years ago. Both of them have now been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and both of them need treatment. I don't need treatment yet. So what I'm saying to you is you need to understand it's known as the silent killer for a reason. There are more people dying from prostate cancer than breast cancer, but breast cancer patients or women are invited for a mammogram. We are not invited for a test for prostate cancer. I'm working on that with a charity. So these are the things you understand. The other thing is, I understand you have a daughter. If a man gets advanced prostate cancer and has a daughter, she is at increased risk of breast and ovarian cancer. Yes, fact. So if you won't do this test for yourself, do it for your daughter, right? I've been saying this to men for over a year now, and a lot of men have rung me up and thanked me because they feel I've saved their life. I hope you're going to listen to me because I'm saving yours, all right? And if you have any more questions, your sister knows who I am. She knows Annie Domingo. She can find me. But trust me, do not wait. Do not wait for pain. Do not wait for symptoms, because by the time you have pain, that means it's spread. Because the cancer's inside your prostate. That's about that big, right? If it stays inside your prostate, you can treat it and cure it. Once it leaves your prostate, it goes into your bones and into your lymph nodes, which means it goes all around your body. You don't want to wait for that. Trust me, black men need to get tested every single year. Go to your GP, say, I deserve a blood test, I have a right to have a blood test, and have it. And if you have any questions, go to the Prostate Cancer website, Prostate Cancer UK. It's a bit noisy behind me because the cast have come through. But go there, and there's something called a risk check. It takes 30 seconds. Put in your age, your family history of cancer, and your ethnicity, and it will tell you what I just told you, that you need to go to your GP and get a blood test. Do it.
Sharon.
Yes. That was a wonderful PSA, actually. That was wonderful.
That's right.
Yes. So let me introduce Miss Amanda Judah Christos. Is that correct? Amanda Christos. That's correct, right? I'm saying your name
Amanda
right.
J Christos. Hi.
J Christos. Welcome, my sister. So tell us the story of tell us about your husband, like what he went through, because you went through it with him. That's important for people to understand. Yes, he went through it, but you went through it with him. So tell us your story.
Well, I think the key message is just make sure you get checked, and because early detection gives you the best chance of treating it and survival. Whereas my husband, he had a lot of symptoms for about a year without getting a check, and that was just very, very detrimental. I know a lot of men, it's a fear factor, scared that they're going to find something that's wrong, but it's actually going to be more fearful if you do nothing, you don't get it checked, and then you find out you have got cancer, because it could be advanced if you've got symptoms, something's wrong and you're not doing anything about it. Early detection means early treatment, and that's the best chance of survival. So it's really important. But my husband, within a year he passed away because the cancer had spread so far. He had all kinds of treatment, but it was too late. And he was only in his 50s. So it's really essential to get that early treatment, and don't be afraid, just go for it. At least we're in a place where we've actually got places where we can get checked, so take advantage of that and do what you've got to do. You've got to man up and get checked. Yeah.
What? Sorry, go, Sharon.
Sorry, yeah. So where the symptoms that he was having, did you notice his symptoms, or was he keeping quiet about it?
I think he was keeping quiet about a lot of it, and then we found out later down the line the extent of the symptoms.
Damages.
Yeah, and even to the point when he knew he had 6 months to live, he didn't tell any of our children. We've got 4 children. I think it was probably the fear factor. Maybe you're just in denial, but yeah, it was.
Can you imagine being told you've got a certain amount of time to live? That's frightening.
Yeah,
it is.
Telling me something like that would kill me on the spot.
Yeah.
I'd rather not to know. Some people probably want to know, but I'd live a free life to that moment. But telling me that I've got 6 days or 6 months to live, I don't know how I would cope with that, because I'm one of those people. If I ring like my mom, or 10 Star, or Amanda, and all day I can't get you, I start to worry, think something wrong. And there might be nothing wrong. You just I might not hear, but I can't help being that way. So I thought they're going to tell me that. No, he's probably telling me to prepare myself, but that's preparing myself to die immediately, in my point of view. So those who can accept it, fine, but I'd rather not to be told that, to be honest, Amanda.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean,
you need to know still, because at the end of the day, where there's there's life, there's still hope. Anything's possible. You could be, the doctors can even tell you that there's nothing they can do, and yet people have still gone on to make a full recovery.
Yes, that's
faith
true.
can move mountains still. So trust in the Most High. Be positive, you know?
Yeah, that's 100% true. I mean,
As
at
Amanda
times,
said, I agree with her what she says, but you have to take into consideration. I'll give you an example. Those people who go to fight the war, some run away, and they put them down as coward, but they probably run away because they don't have the heart to kill a next human being. So
That's
the
right.
example I'm saying, some people are really scared and frightened, like I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
told me that I'll never sleep, usually
Mm-hmm.
I'll be watching TV and the TV start watch me come and fall asleep. But this time the TV I cut off because me can't sleep. When
Yeah.
them tell
Yeah.
me for the first week and when the result came, it was
Mm.
detrimental. I thought that was it. You
Yeah.
see, but
Yeah.
now that I've gone through the experience and emotion and all that, I can speak in my experience that what I thought was horrendous is not as bad as I thought. So I do agree with
Mm.
you guys and Amanda, but when you don't experience something and you're frightened, it's hard for you to tell me this is a bound, what do you call it,
Mm-hmm.
bungee jump? You tie the thing to your foot.
Yeah, bungee jump.
Yeah, you're not gonna get me to do that because that
Oh.
thing said when break. But some people say tie me on and jump off, and there are cases when it break.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You
Yeah.
So
can't take unnecessary risks.
that's what I'm talking about, you know. So
Mm.
I'm wishing, 10 Star all the best in his journey to get well. Cause you're a good person. I'm not just saying that cause you pay my feet earlier, but you know. That was a joke. People might think I don't take this thing serious, but I do. I'm wishing 10 Star and anyone who's in
Mm.
this situation to go through the procedure that need necessarily done. And don't
Yeah.
be like me where I was so frightened in the beginning, you know? So
Yeah.
I, I'm not trying to discourage anyone. I'm just speaking of my personal experience, which is slightly different from Amanda, slightly different from you. Because you're brave, 10 Star. You take the thing and you open it and you read it, and you're trying to protect others like me
Yeah.
who have the impression of not going to check and find
Yeah.
out this thing by accident. You know what I mean? So enough
Yeah.
respect to you, 100%. You know.
well, let me
Well.
let me say this. Let me say this before 10 Star even says anything. Let me tell you something. The same fear factor that you felt, Leon, the same fear factor that you felt, and what all men felt, 10 Star was there. I was talking to him when he called me and he's telling me he was all ready to
Mm.
hang up his coat and be like, I'm done. I said, no, wait a
Mm.
minute. No, because when he told me stage 2, I was like, oh, okay, this is good. He's not thinking it's good because the word cancer is what the fear, it's what brings the fear. It's cancer and it's
Yeah.
a sentence, right?
Yeah.
But I think that after me being in his ears, because I said, I will come for you. If anything, I don't want to hear it. I will fly over there. I'm coming for you. If you're going to lay down and just take it, sir, I'm going to come for you. And I was in his ears every single day. I know he had people like you and some others to speak to and everything, but this is my friend
Mm.
from school. I know him when. Okay, we go back way. We went to school together. That was my friend, and I refused to let him take this line down. As the whole point is that once you become a little bit more educated, right, even on the process and how this thing works, you begin to understand that okay, all right, I'm going to try this then. Okay, let me just go along with the program. It is not easy for anybody, any man. It is
Yeah.
not an easy thing. It is not easy. It's scary, just like it is for women. It's scary thing. But he had options. Leon, you had options. Those who didn't have options, and even for those who don't have options, there is still hope. Once there is life, it's hope. They say that
Yeah.
faith, hope and faith. Faith is the substance
Yeah.
of things hoped for, evidence of things
Mm.
not. That's very big. Hebrews
Yeah.
chapter 11 is big. And as I got
Yeah.
older, I began to understand what that really means. Faith and
Mm.
hope. I have to believe I can beat this thing.
Mm.
That's what
And
I'm
and,
saying about
and
this.
and that's it really, you know. And what cripples a lot of us is again the thing called fear, is the fear of the unknown, because we're not really vast in, you know, we may have heard of our friends and that passing away, but we've never really sat down and thought to ourselves, what might trigger this thing called cancer, and gone in depth with it, you know? And since being, you know, diagnosed with cancer, I've taken a hard look at everything. It's made me even look at what I'm eating, you know, coming to realize a lot of things we're eating is toxic. Today
Well,
I came
exactly. Yeah, that's the
Today I came
key.
across a post which was of a watermelon, and as the man cut through the watermelon, it started fizzing, like there was some sort of acidic something inside it. I put it on my post, and I'm thinking to myself, not only are they coloring a lot of our vegetables to make it look a lot greener, they're either injecting whatever into our fruits to make it a lot more red or whatever it is. So a lot of these, I call it poisons that they put in a lot of our food, is poisoning us. Now,
Yeah.
one of the fruits that I come to realize, which I know the whole damn system knows about it now, is soursop. You go try buying soursop from any of your news agents and check the price. For a small, tiny one, you're looking at no less than 13 to 16 pounds.
Yeah.
Talk much less of a big one. The other day, I bought two big ones and it cost me £55.
No way. Whoa.
£55.
And them thing drop off of the tree back home.
You see where I talk about? You know? And these are the things that help us. So it's helped me to look at the food we're eating as well, you know. It's made me want to do more exercise, you know. So we started a walk and talk about our health. So we walk to a certain distance and then we come back. Maybe I think it's about at least 4 or 5 miles we walk, and then we come back, you know, to our destination, and just to help the circulation of blood into our systems and just be more open about our health. What are you going through, brother? What are you going through? You know, how can we be of help to each other, even if it's words of encouragement, you know, or even shows like this, so that it raises the awareness of what everybody is going through. Again, you know, Leon as well has been a huge source of inspiration for me. You know, and when he told me he did radiation, and I realized he's still got his hair on his head, he hasn't lost his voice. You know, the pigmentation on his skin is still the same. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, yeah, man, I don't mean I could do, you know, and he's all happy and bubbly and I'm saying, yeah, I ain't taking out this prostate no more. I'm going to do radiation. It's about sharing that information. And I think that's what helps us more. The more we talk about it, the more we try to help each other with the knowledge. I mean, I'm no expert, but I'm just going along with the process of what I think is better for me. You know,
Not respect.
if it can work for Leon, I'm saying to myself, it can work for me too. And
Nice.
Yeah.
take a hard look at the food I'm eating. If you check what I used to eat in the morning, right? And my sister came from Texas the other day, and she went into to Sainsbury's and she goes, "Wow, I haven't had wool sausages for ages. Let's have wool sausages. Let's have eggs, beans." I said, "You do know that's poison." She goes, "Oh, I don't want to hear that, B." I goes, "It's poison. I don't eat that no more." She goes, "What we gonna eat then?" I said, "Well, let's just have some cabbage."
That don't sound right.
A bit of salt and pepper. Be nice.
Yo, it's like, what kind of planet am I on? She couldn't get her head around it, but that's what I'm eating in the morning. Cabbage, and I may have something as simple as tuna. You know what I mean? It's made me look at my health. And I think that's what we all need to do. And I thank you guys for being as transparent as you can. Just knowing that you lost your husband, Amanda, is heartbreaking. I lost my father. My father was a secret person. He didn't want none of his kids worrying about him. And the mere fact that when he drew his last breath, the doctor came in and says, "Did you know your father has stage 4 cancer?" I'm like, what? So that part of the
That
hurt
means
stays with me.
sorry to interrupt. That means he wasn't getting any medication for it.
He wasn't. He was smiling every day with me. I'm seeing him jump around. He said, "I'm off today." I go, "Where you going?" He goes, "Don't worry about me. I'm good." But they say he must have been in pain. I'm like, and this is why I think it's very important for us to talk about it, because that pain will never leave me. It will never leave me.
I'm very sensitive to pain. Where taking out my teeth need 5 injections to kill the pain. Where some people
Listen, don't feel no way, because that's me every day. But no one feel it. You don't want to hear about it.
And I know we finished speaking about the cancer and the serious thing, but one more thing I have to tell you. I had a wisdom teeth here that every time I eat, I walk my mouth and the breeze blowing them, and it shocked me. And would Leon go to the dentist? Me, I use all kind of sitting, and one day, man, they just put me like a plug man in an electric socket. I run to I went to my local dentist, 10-star Mango. I went up the staircase. I don't remember walking up there. And it's a long staircase. And I got inside there and jumped the queue, and I said to the lady, "My teeth, it have killed me." And the people move aside and let me deal with it. Them send me upstairs another floor. And it's some Asian people from India or Pakistan. Nice people. Lie me down in the chair, looking at my mouth, give me one little injection. I think the man up prepared to take out my teeth. He said, "You've got an abscess there, Leon. I have to give you some antibiotic for 2 weeks." I said, "What? I need decapitated right now." So 2 weeks come, I got a phone call on a Sunday to go to the dentist. I didn't even know dentists open on a Sunday. So I went over to my local shopping center in Stratford there. And I took a cab. Man, I was worried. And when them called my name, I was still sitting down there, coming, I want to hear it. And them said, "Mr. Leif." I said, "That's me." And him carried me to the room, to the dentist. Young ladies in them 30s. I said, "Excuse me, I'm like a baby taking out my teeth." "Not to worry. Walk my mouth. She's gone in there. I'm waiting for the injection to be done. It's done." And then she went in there with this thing after a while, and then the teeth come out. I couldn't believe it. That when I thank her, I even tell her if I win the lottery, I come and look for her and give her some. So when we come out into the reception, hear me to the people more wait out there. "Don't worry, man. This is a piece of cake. The best dentist this on the planet." And then them overheard them started. But it was true, I don't like the needle thing, man. So I just tell it like it is, and I hope anyone who was listening and viewing this and will see this later on. Leon is not here to make fun, but it's better to smile than screw up your face. And I feel comfortable speaking to Mango and 10-star, along with my good friend here, Amanda J Christos of the Sounds of Melodies. Made me feel comfortable. So I'm speaking like I'm in my front room watching a Denzel Washington movie.
And you know what? Remember that when you go to your check, and if you do have to have any treatment, it's absolutely amazing what the medical professions can do these days. They really can cure you. They can help you. They can prolong your life. So
And one more thing, I'm not a hardcore side to any politician. But when my
Yeah.
mom told me that the NHS came about because of the Labour Party, even if them have a left foot, me I vote for them. That's me.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
the NHS is the greatest thing we have right here in the UK. You don't
Mm.
need no checkbook. From you're sick, you call an ambulance. So I don't mind paying tax and whatever for those things, you know.
Right.
I don't care who's in power as long as them keep the NHS going and
Mm.
so on.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, Sharon, read this message for me, if you will.
Pauline Catlin
Shezzy.
reads, says, diet Shezzy. Diet is key. The meats are not like in the day, as we know, being pumped with hormones, etc., even pesticides, sprayed over fruits and vegetables, which is so true, 100%. Thank
Yeah.
you for that, Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Do
that,
you know?
Shezzy, because nowadays, all right, I'm going to say myself, I bought a loaf of bread. You buy your bread, you try to eat healthy. The bread lasted 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm looking at the bread like there's no mold. So I began to start reading. I said, you know something, there's too much
Yeah.
preservatives or whatever they put in there. And for the
Preservatives.
past, it's a preservatives, 5-6 months, I've been baking my own bread. Buy bread. And I'm saying all of that to say it's the very little things like that you have to pay attention to. If buying whole wheat bread, how long would that whole wheat bread last? If it lasts more than 2 weeks, it's the
Yeah.
it's the preservatives in there that you're digesting in your body.
What
That
flour do
attributes,
you use?
huh?
What flour do you use?
I can use almond flour. There is an all-purpose flour. You can buy your own wheat flour, and sometimes it's not even the flour. It's what you're putting in there. There should be 4 to 5 ingredients for you
Mm.
to do a lot, not 100. All these
Mm.
things in there to make it no good. It's no good.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
can
No
I
good.
say something?
Yes.
I agree with what you say, but we need to let the public and the listeners who are listening to our conversation, the young lady who just made a comment by text, Pauline,
Yeah.
she's one of the foundation artists out of Brown Sugar with all those big hits.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
Uh,
That's
uh,
right.
Responsible for British reggae uplift from where
That's
the
right.
Windrush artists left it. We took it and continue. Big up Shanice, uh,
Shezzy.
aka Shizzy. She's gonna knock me over the head with spoiling her name.
She's gonna kick your butt for that one.
I
Listen,
prefer to call
get
her
it
Brown
right.
Sugar because they cement their name in the history book. Brown Sugar. Hello,
Definitely.
stranger. I'm in
It
love
is
with the
forever
dreadlocks.
cemented.
Yeah,
Forever
my
cemented.
friends from day one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Shezzy.
good that it's a pity we didn't have her picture there, so you could
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
ask her
Yeah.
more things, because
Yeah.
she's a
Yeah.
very intelligent person,
Mm.
relax, no, do you know who I am kind of person, roots and culture and grounded, and I respect her 100%. Big up yourself, Brown Sugar.
Well, I have a phrase or a
Yeah.
word for that. It's called creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
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 She
No,
know
Yeah.
he
it's true,
is.
man. Yeah,
But
yeah.
he does know it's true.
No.
I'm grateful for the opportunity that we had to meet her because, as you stated, Leon, she has a presence, a calmness about
Yeah,
her, very
yes.
knowledgeable. That's what you call a deep
She
rooted.
she's saying, I've been there, done it, no need for excitement,
Mm-hmm.
basically. But the
Yeah.
people who are writing the history about this
Mm.
British music, they need to do the proper research and
Mhm.
not leave anyone out, but get the story straight like a pin. Yeah,
Well,
even though the topic is not about that, it's about
it's
people
important
trying to
for
find
us.
that. Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me just say that next week, because of this subject of prostate cancer, made me think to myself, the food we have been led to believe is good for us is toxic to the core, and it's made me totally look at the way I eat and what I need to discard, what I've been addicted to. I never thought in a million years I'd be able to kick sugar to the curb, but I have been able to do that. And I'm working on all the other things that may have sugar in it, you know. And it made myself and Sharon come to the conclusion that we need to do a show which is based on nutrition. So Sharon's beautiful daughter, I'll let Sharon explain that. She'll be coming on the show next week, Saturday, to talk about nutrition. And she is the best person to address this. So, Sharon, tell them just a little sneak about who is coming on the show.
Okay, so yes, she is my daughter. I probably wouldn't have said all of that, but such an amazing individual. She is an executive performance chef for one of the major basketball teams here in the US. Now, she's done a lot of work. She does a lot of how do you call it? Like she presets people's food. If they call in and say, "Hey, I have this diagnosis or I have that diagnosis," she will know, okay, what food you're supposed to be eating. She has educated herself enough to she can help an individual. If you're sick, she's educated herself enough to be like, all right, this is what you should be eating. She'll tell you what oils to use. If you frying food, there's so many different ways of frying food. And what are you using to fry your food? To fry your fish, to bake, to cook, what vegetables, what things, what nutrients are needed within your body for you to get to the level that you need to get to, especially for those who are a little overweight. There's foods that you can definitely do to bring down your weight levels, because a lot of people, even with the prostate cancer, some men are probably a little large around the girth area.
Mm-hmm.
They need to pay attention to that, because before you really get treatment or even before surgery, bring down that weight around the girth area, and then and then
big up Iron Sound Records.
Daniel earlier. Okay, yeah. So yes, she's coming in next week to give a little insight on what is good for you and the importance of nutrition. Another thing I want to say that is I've been trying to say every week since we've been doing this series. Leon, you did your blood test. Hopefully you know what your blood type is. You need to check out Eating for Your Blood Type. It's an amazing book. You get a book or read up what your blood type is and think about all the things that you've been eating. When you read it and you say, oh, wow, I'm not even supposed to be eating this, or I didn't know this could happen if I eat that. Very important. Eating for your type. Amazing book. I challenge anybody, go out there, check it out for yourself, and you will be amazed. Your mind will be totally blown.
Right.
The things you think is healthy for you is not. That is to do. And I think that Chef Alex will talk about that also. So it's a big thing. It's big.
Okay. Thank you, Sharon. We're going to round up the show. Tony Owens, as I said earlier when we started the show, was going to come on and talk about his experience with prostate cancer. So he was supposed to come on the show. We're going to fix him in for another time, and we'll take it from there. Sparky Melody was supposed to be on the show, but he's injured his back. I hope he's recovering, and we wish him well. I want to pick up. Sorry?
No, I was wishing up all the best to Sparky Melody for real.
Yeah. And before we round up, I have to say Sparky has been a blinder, because at the time when I was being a scaredy cat like Leon, who was scared of this, that, and the other, and I truly understand it. And I saw myself, also not wanting to do certain procedures. And Sparky Melody was a person who was in my corner, who said, "Nah, man, you can do it. No, you can do this," and inspired me and spurred me on. And we did it together, because he was right by my side, and he ensured that I got there safe and got back home safe. And for 3 weeks, I was in a state of fear. And once I realized where I was at and what was going on and what I needed to do, the fear kind of left 3 weeks later, and then I was able to start thinking rationally. And then when the surgeon came in and told me, listen, we got time, let's abort taking out your prostate, let's do this, give it 4 months, start eating properly. That was one. He says, start exercising, go for walks. He says, put your mind into a 25-year-old's, way of thinking and just start exercising again, being active. And out of that came an idea, walk and talk, which, me and Sparky Melody went walking up to Holland Park, and through our conversations, we said, let's start a walk and talk. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. Let's do that. And that's what we started doing. And I know it's encouraging other, people who may be in similar situations or in fear, because we have to look after our health. So as we continue to talk about these subjects, we're hoping it inspires you to do right by yourself. That's just the main thing. So we're not experts, but we're just talking about our individual experiences. Leon, you get the 10-star salutes.
Yeah, man, I'll give you 20.
Yeah, give you 50. 50 for
And yeah, last but not least, big up Brown Sugar Foundation artist. A big up Sparky Melody. Congratulations on your album launch last week.
Yes, last week his album launched down in Fulham.
Yeah, for a moment there I thought it was Island Record or EMI organized it up for Sparky Melody.
Yeah.
And I hope any good DJ that is listening, all the title of the album will come, we can't pronounce it. Tapestry.
Yeah.
Tapestry. Yes.
Sparky Melody.
Yeah, man. And look out for Sparky Melody and Amanda J Christos and French King and Blackstones in Birmingham in September. 10-star. Even Mango might fly out and put Concord back into service.
Hey, you know what? I'm really thinking about that, because
big up to Alien Dread and everyone at Iron Sound Records.
John, yeah, man, everyone. Tony Owens, who's gonna be with you next. But the two biggest, brightest star right now is yourself, my brethren, for standing up and fighting this like Peter Touch and Bonnie Whaler and Bob says. Stand up and fight for your right. And you're right beside him with the whip, tell him, go to the hospital.
Yes. Big Stone said, what was the phrase he used? He said, they're lodging in my system and they're not paying no rent, so they must come on.
That's a good one.
For real. I mean, supposed to make you laugh. You make me laugh. No, not paying no rent. Come on, Dave.
I think that when you have the right, honestly, when you have the right attitude, you can overcome anything.
All right. Enough love and respect to you, Mango. Enough love and respect to you. Enough love and respect to you. Enough love and respect to my brethren, 10-star. And to my sister, the brightest fresh air in the music industry, Amanda J Christos from the Sounds of Melody.
Amanda J Christos, yes.
And me a big up myself, because I don't know if anyone will big me up.
Big up Blackstones.
Listen, big The Blackstones.
All right.
Yes.
Remember the
Yeah.
Beverly Hillbillies from America that showed
Yes,
when
of course.
Tanya waved at the end of the show, she waved till she all hold on her wave because she tired and too loud fire.
Oh, but
See
so
you
you
guys.
know Beverly Hillbillies?
Run with
Oh
the
my
cancer,
goodness.
man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna run out of here. Leon, I wanted to send your last, well, not your last, but I wanted to send a passing message to all men out there. What would you tell them to do at this point in time, like how we're talking about prostate cancer?
Don't be a mouse like me and afraid for the unknown. I've been down that tunnel and come out to the other end, and I'm here to speak to my friends via internet. So I'm saying, if I'm so scared, trust me, it's not as bad as I thought it was. Please, everyone, regardless of race or creed or sexuality or whatever, go and check for prostate. You know, please, we need to do that. I learned my lesson the hard way, and I find I didn't have to learn it the hard way. It was because I was scared. I'm telling you now, it's not as bad as it is. All right, it give you a little extension to live longer. Even though we tell 10 star, no matter if you're the king, the queen, the empress, ordinary human being, rich or poor, we are gonna die. We have no appointment. We can't say wait till next week. You have something to do.
For real.
You know, it's gonna happen. But if we have an extension of a little longer life, so the thing said.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so yeah, I just laugh it off, and what will be. But give it a try. Give it a try. Don't get yourself test like the brethren say another thing there, earlier.
Amanda, my sympathies and my condolences to you again on the loss of your husband. Can't be an easy thing to witness. And, I wish you health, better health, strength, and so forth. But I want you to talk to the men out there based upon what you witnessed and your experience. What would you be saying to men out there?
Just remember, if you don't get checked and something is wrong and you have got cancer and it's too late to do anything about it, you might not survive. And then think about the family that you've left behind, your children, your grandchildren, your aunts, your uncles, your sisters, they're the ones that are going to feel the loss of you,
the pain.
So let's just, everybody, help each other, raise the awareness, iron sharpen iron. It's so good to have, companionship and people to talk to, people to encourage you, to go and get checked, because it is a scary thing, but I'd say just trust in the Most High, and, there's always hope, and have faith, and just eat good. Yeah, it's very important. The diet, what you was talking about, yes, very, very important. Even the things that we cook with, foul hands and all sorts. We've got to look at all of that as well.
God.
There's a lot of stuff designed to poison us. You know what I mean? So we have to be very conscious and aware of these things. So I'm looking forward to your daughter's discussion about nutrition, Sharon. That's going to be very, very interesting, because this is the temple of the Most High, the body. So we have to cherish it and take care of it, and just look after ourselves and give thanks for the blessings of health and strength.
Yeah.
All I can say to that is, Mango, you can still keep your job, but you need an ex-host beside you, because she's skillful. She delivered it just now.
Well, I love her. Yes.
She's nominated.
Look, she's nominated, and Amanda will be back. Amanda's gonna come right back on here. Watch. Yes.
And she mentioned something very important just before we end the show. She mentioned the things that we cook with, all these non-stick stuff, is hazardous. I'm on just finding that out. And we should be using stainless steel, right?
Stainless steel, or even right now I've got these plant-based pots that my daughter got for me. That she said, "Oh, these are really healthy, Mum."
They're doing a lot of
this is very good, Mum. So, you know, got to listen to the youths as well. They got a lot of knowledge. You know?
Yeah.
It's aluminium.
Yeah, aluminium. I don't have nothing aluminium.
Nothing aluminium. Perfect. Yes.
Aluminium. Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
what I'm going to do, I want to thank everyone for their contribution. Sharon, I'm going to let you have the last word, and then we're going to go back into that actor's message because it is ever so important what he said. And then the show will end, and we'll be back here tomorrow. We're going to hear Anthony Basie Clark's story, and he's going to be sharing with us, you know, his journey with prostate cancer. As you know, he's a renowned singer, songwriter, and musician. So he's going to be here sharing with us his story. And we're also going to have Aymara from Jamaica going to be joining us from an exercise perspective. And he's going to be talking to us as well. So loads to look forward to. Same time, same place tomorrow. Sharon, over to you.
All right. Again, Leon, you know I love you. Blackstones is it for me. It's been an honor and a pleasure, and we want to thank you so much. I don't think you know how important it was for you to be speaking today. You, Leiffer, from the Blackstones. Let me put it out there. It was very important for you to come out and speak and be as transparent as you possibly could. It will move mountains. The more we have individuals like you, the more we hear your stories, is the more we'll begin to pay attention and do the right thing. Get checked.
And my apology is not that I want to speak the last word. I sincerely apologize. I forgot to mention a member of the Blackstones, Tony Mahoney, who lives in Jamaica. His partner, as in wife or co-wife, she died of cancer 2 days ago.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I wanted to speak about it, but it slipped my head. So condolences to Tony Mahoney and the Mahoney family.
Condolences. Yes.
And thanks for inviting myself and Amanda on a serious note, and everyone who's listening. We spoke about it over and over, around the corner, the hill, and everything, you know. But at the end of the day, you can carry the donkey to the water. If you want to drink it,
it's another
thing. If
thing.
you want to drink it, you can't do nothing.
Right.
So these words is to encourage those people like myself who was scared.
Yes.
And the 10-star. And a serious point. Thank you very much for Hi, Pauline Kathleen Reed. My friend, how you doing? Pretty girl. Than all the world, and I'm so proud. We sing a tune about brown sugar, mash it up, though.
As a matter of fact, I was about to sing a few bars. I said, "Don't let me spoil a good song."
Yeah.
All right, then. See you guys.
Okay.
All right, bye, man.
Get out of here.
Take care.
Everyone.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
DJ Mighty Matrix.
I'll come back another time. I'm doing the Beverly Hills thing. Granny holding the man and shake it, you know. Postman,
I'm gonna
running down with shotgun.
I'm gonna play this message one more time. We're gonna get out of here. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Yes, my brethren.
My name is Colin McFarlane. I'm an actor. Google me and see all my stuff, but forget all that. Most important thing you need to know is that I got diagnosed with prostate cancer, right? And I got diagnosed because a friend of mine called John Shrapnel, who sadly is no longer with us, told me 20 years ago that black men are double the risk. So when you get over 50, make sure you have a blood test every year, right? So I did it for about 6 years, and then what happens is your number goes up on the test. And mine went up a little bit, and they said, we want to keep a close eye. So I said, can I have it every 6 months? Then that was for another year and a half, and then they went, it's gone up again. We want to do a MRI. They did an MRI. I then got a call saying you've got a 30% chance it's cancer. And I was like, whoa. Well, there's a 70% chance it's not. And they went, yeah, but we want to do a biopsy. So they did a biopsy, and they took samples of my prostate and discovered that I did have cancer, right? And I've been being tested for 8 years, so I caught it early. So my specialist said to me, you will not need treatment at the moment, but you'll need active surveillance, which means I have a blood test every 3 months and an MRI once a year. But here's the thing you need to know. You cannot wait for pain, and you cannot wait for symptoms for prostate cancer. I have prostate cancer, right? I have no pain, I have no symptoms, but I have prostate cancer. But because I know about it, I've caught it early. Now here's the bit you also need to understand, is that gives me the best options for treatment. If you wait, you have less treatment options available, and you have to have it removed, or you have to have radiotherapy. That means you'll live, but you have lifestyle problems, right? You'll have erectile dysfunction, and you'll have incontinence. Now, I'm assuming you're a red-blooded male. Do you want to lose your erection? Probably not, right? So if you don't want to lose your erection, motherfucker, what you need to do is do what I just told you. You go to your GP and you say, a friend of mine who was in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, this actor, right? The voice of the Cube, right? He's done a lot of stuff. He has no symptoms, no pain, and he's under active surveillance because the risk is not pain and symptoms. The risk is your age. And as soon as you are over 45 as a black man, you are at risk. I have 2 brothers who knew nothing about prostate cancer. I told them to get tested 2 years ago. Both of them have now been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and both of them need treatment. I don't need treatment yet. So what I'm saying to you is you need to understand it's known as the silent killer for a reason. There are more people dying from prostate cancer than breast cancer, but breast cancer patients or women are invited for a mammogram. We are not invited for a test for prostate cancer. I'm working on that with a charity. So these are the things to understand. The other thing is, I understand you have a daughter. If a man gets advanced prostate cancer and has a daughter, she is at increased risk of breast and ovarian cancer. Yes, fact. So if you won't do this test for yourself, do it for your daughter, right? I've been saying this to men for over a year now, and a lot of men have rung me up and thanked me because they feel I've saved their life. I hope you're going to listen to me because I'm saving yours, all right? And if you have any more questions, your sister knows where I am. She knows Annie Domingo. She can find me. But trust me, do not wait. Do not wait for pain. Do not wait for symptoms, because by the time you have pain, that means it's spread. Because the cancer's inside your prostate. That's about that big, right? If it stays inside your prostate, you can treat it and cure it. Once it leaves your prostate, it goes into your bones and into your lymph nodes, which means it goes all around your body. You don't want to wait for that. Trust me, black men need to get tested every single year. Go to your GP, say, I deserve a blood test, I have a right to have a blood test, and have it. And if you have any questions, go to the Prostate Cancer website, Prostate Cancer UK. It's a bit noisy behind me because the cast have come through. But go there, and there's something called a risk checker. It takes 30 seconds. Put in your age, your family history of cancer, and your ethnicity, and it will tell you what I've just told you, that you need to go to your GP and get a blood test. Do it.